Practicing my smile.
Watch out, I'm gonna put that in there.
Santa Anna Inlet. Sometime today we'll go shipping down, get navigated Randall Island over here on the starboard right-hand side.
And you like doing that?
I like to add another island to my list, yes.
On June 17th, 2020, we left Berg Bay and we headed down to Santa Anna Inlet. We are currently headed south in Blake Channel, and it's such a sunny day that we are up on the flybridge. I don't believe we've shown you our flybridge, but we have our controls up here, along with our destroyer wheel. And back here we have a full couch. It can sit 4, 5, sometimes 6 people, and a table. It's awesome. I like it because I can lay down on the couch and take a nap and still be outside. We have lights up there on the hardtop. And speakers over on the side. We have a full Bose surround sound. And behind the outdoor settee, we have a storage place where we keep all the covers for the couch and the table and all the consoles. And right there is our stern tie.
So we have a smaller NavNet VX2, it says. This is our autopilot, similar to AP50, anchor wrench, horn, all of our engine controls, including oil pressure, RPMs, got a gauge over here that's right now just getting us boat speed, it's pretty slow, VHF, balance steering thrusters, throttle, stabilizers, and spotlight.
We are coming into Santa Anna Inlet, and it looks like there's a boat out here. I think they just threw a crab pot over. Port side, you can see the way over to Ernest Sound.
Transitioning from the flybridge to the pilot house means that Eric turns off the controls up in the flybridge and hurries down to the pilot house to turn them on down there.
My wish for this anchorage is sunny, a little bit of wind, and no horseflies. So we have a few crab pots out here. One of them's even, two of them maybe even got those little flag things that the Washington people use. Oh look, he's throwing another one out. On the plotter, if you hit this, you can do show details, and it gives some details about the anchorage. And there's the details, and then there's some reviews, and this review kind of cracked me up. 2013. Terrific location which will provide you protection from all weather. Scenery is magnificent from the anchor site. Black bear, wolves, moose, and martens make up the land animals. Bald eagles, gulls, and ravens fly overhead. There is also a very rough overland trail to the southeast of Lake Helen, which leads to Yes Bay, where there is excellent crabbing. The trail is over 3 miles long and should only be attempted by experienced backwood hikers. It is also probably not a good idea to go crabbing and then attempt a 3-mile backwood hike carrying food which are favored by the black bears which inhabit the woods. Excellent. Here's another review in 2018. Good anchorage if all you want is an overnight stay. Very secure and will handle multiple large boats. No fishing unless you want sharks. No crabs or shrimp. Scenery's good. I didn't even know we had sharks. Well, fairly easy anchorage to come into. Just kind of a straight shot. Think it's the welcoming committee?
We're just headed out to see what kind of trouble we can get into.
It was a welcoming committee. Everybody's so nice around here. I guess if you don't have to work and you just get to be out on a boat, why wouldn't you be nice? That looks like a cute little place to explore. I just saw a bald eagle go in there real low. It is almost 9 o'clock. The sun just went down over those mountains. I think it's still gonna be daylight for a while. There's a couple people out there kayaking. They've been pulling up the crab pots and getting a few crabs. We have a couple boats here from Washington, and the other one is Nordic Star. He ended up being pretty dang close to shore.
And here's an aerial view of the inlet. This gives you a better idea of just how close to the shore we ended up. As you can see, it gets pretty shallow over here. Santa Anna Inlet was a nice anchorage, but I didn't really think it was anything spectacular. We would definitely go back if we were just looking for a place to anchor for shelter, or perhaps if we wanted to see if there's any good crabbing.
We spotted another Nordhavn coming into the anchorage. This one should be Rhapsody. There aren't too many with a dark blue hull. We are leaving Santa Ana Bay this morning. Eric's pulling up the anchor. We anchored here for the last couple nights. Held well. If you want to use your portable anchor watch, it's not going to work very well in this location. At least it did not for us. We are at about 42 feet of water right here. It's midway tide.
So we are in just leaving Santa Ana Bay. It's a Sunday, and it took me 3 times to get the anchor set, and I finally just put down 200 feet of road and 50 feet of water. Of course, there's 20 feet of tidal exchange here near Wrangell. But anyway, pulled it up today and didn't need to start the anchor wash. There was no mud on the chain, very little mud even on the anchor. So I think what we'll do next time we come in here is we'll either be right in the middle of the bay like these two other boats, or any place a little bit further up and throw out 300 feet of road and call her good. We got a little close to, when 20 feet of water goes out, you can see a lot of stuff that you don't see when you come in at high tide. Anyway, so, and it's so they might say it's good anchorage, but it's certainly not a mud bottom on either side of the Santa Anna Inlet towards the head.
On June 19th, we left Santa Anna Inlet around 10:30 and headed on up to Thoms Place. It was a distance of 28 nautical miles.
We're headed into Thoms Place. Why are we going to Thoms Place?
I've heard about Thoms Place quite a few times. I'm just kind of curious to see what it looks like and see what's up here.
We are about to come through these two islands, and I'll go outside and show you what that looks like. Those are the two islands that we're going to go right between. Yeah, we're just coming through the two islands right now. Pretty easy anchorage to get into, it looks like. Well, the notes say that there's good holding, plenty of swing room, and convenient depths make this a good spot while exploring Southeast Alaska. Excellent crabbing to boot. That would explain the crab pots we're seeing. Anchor in 42 to 63 feet of water with very good holding over a mud bottom. No internet. We kind of could use some right now. Typical tide is 20 feet. We are currently in almost 19 feet of water. We are at a lower tide right now, and it's gone down a bit. Kind of shallow at this end. Looks kind of messy.
What's going on there?
What are you doing in there?
Polishing the shower.
You're polishing the shower?
Well, cleaning it, but also waxing and polishing it.
Oh, is this a new idea?
No, this has been on my list since we bought the boat.
What are you polishing it with?
3M wax, and just like you would polish the outside of your boat. Yeah.
Did you used to do this in the house?
No, I got some Clorox and a brush and used the shower head and cleaned her up, and it was good.
So why are you polishing in the boat?
Because I think it's been a while since it's been done, and that way it will just run off. The soap scum. And then look at the door there. Imagine the walls are probably just about as bad.
Okay.
Okay.
We're at 19 feet right now. I'm hoping this is low tide. It doesn't look so bad here, but look what happens when we get near the back. Shallows up quite a bit over there. I haven't seen any yet, but there's supposed to be bears around here. This is about the lowest spot right here. You can actually see grass or something coming up over there. There's the rock that you see on the charts. You don't see it when the tide's up.
So we polished and waxed the forward shower stall today, or I did.
I was gonna say there's a we.
I did, and cleaned her up, and she looks good as new.
Pretty nice looking. Look at this. We have this whole huge cabinet.
It's not being fully utilized.
No, it's not being used.
And I've heard somebody say they're about ready to do some organization on this one. Said, was that you? Clean out this area?
Yeah.
There's supposed to be really good crabbing in Thoms Place. So I watched this crabbing boat, trying to see if he was getting any crab. If you watch carefully, every time he pulls the crab pot, he has the boat between me and the crab pot so that I can't see if he catches any. He will let me see him throw the pot back in the water, but not what he catches.
This is where we were anchored. And we are taking off today. What'd you think about that anchorage? How deep were we?
We were in anywhere from 18 to 37 feet of water. Good mud bottom. A lot of southeast wind, though. It's probably not a good place to be in the wintertime with the southeast wind blowing hard. But other than that, a nice little anchorage.
But you got scared one night, didn't you?
Yeah, I woke up and we had like 23 feet of water, and I figured out before we went to bed we'd be okay. We'd probably be in fairly shallow water because there's roughly a 20-foot change in tide around here in the springtime. But that and just kind of watching the batteries kind of kept me up for about an hour. But it was all good, very good holding.
Would you come back?
Yes, but I might stay. I might put the boat further up in this area, watching for this rock right there and so forth. But yeah, that's probably even a little more exposed. Back where we were is the least exposed. This rock here, that pretty prominent at a low tide off of that island there that you want to be careful of. You want to make sure you take the center out of that channel, or maybe even a little to starboard, just to make sure you're away from it.
On June 21st, 2022, we left Thoms Place about 10:30 a.m. and we headed up to Sokolof Island, right outside of Wrangell, which also gave us some cell service at our anchorage. To get there, we have to go through the Narrows in Zamovia Strait. Here is our current location, and I'm going to go ahead and do a time lapse so that you can see us going through the Narrows, but at a much faster speed than what we go. While we're going through the Narrows, we're listening to the weather report. We're about to have a heat wave.
Temperatures for this weekend from the 70s into the
As you can see, it doesn't look narrow, but it's very shallow, so you have to stay between the markers. And that is it. We're out of the Narrows, and we are headed up to our anchorage for tonight. It's right outside of Wrangell, and it does have cell service. We are trying a new anchorage, Sokolof Island East. We wanted to try this anchorage, but the winds are coming from the wrong direction. So we are going to go ahead and try this one. We could not find it in any of the guidebooks. Active Captain did have a notation. Active Captain says that this is an anchorage on the east side of Sokolof Island, and AT&T has 4G signal from Wrangell, which was something we're very interested in at this point. There's a review, only one review. Anchored here one night when strong west winds made the western anchorage on Sokolof Island unsuitable. Dropped the anchor in approximately 35 feet of water near the low tide and pulled out 200 of road. The west wind funneled through the anchorage, held our boat to the east, but the anchorage remained calm. So we are going to try this and see what happens tonight. We are starting right here in 38 feet of water. We are somewhat limited because there's crab pots in the anchorage, and Eric doesn't want to run into the crab pots. Well, there's some good news. Felt like we immediately grabbed with the anchor. Wrangell is right over there. We are right across from it. There's a few crab pots that made it so we couldn't go in deeper. We're still somewhat protective on this side. It looks like we're holding steady. We can hear what's going over in Wrangell with the harbor master. And we have internet. Eric is back here. He's grilling chicken for chicken tacos. I've done the prep in here for the tacos. We're ready to get the tortillas warm. This is banana cake from last night. It feels kind of open, but like I said, it was fine last night. It was perfect anchorage for us. Look at how green the water is from silt. And up goes the anchor, and we are headed over to Wrangell to get our bow thruster fixed. Hit like and subscribe if you want to see more anchorages in Alaska this summer.
Havaseas you next time.